guys, it's Ronan again, and today I'm going to be hiking in the Austrian Alps. So today we are looking for the finding area of Otzi the ICEMAN, and I'll get more to that. I'll start talking about that later in the video, more in depth about the information. But we are currently maybe an hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes into the hike, and we started off at 6,000 feet. So it is pretty high altitude, and where we're going is about maybe 10,000 feet. So yeah, this is an amazing view. Look at the side of this trail. Giant mountains, waterfall, even bigger mountains. But yeah, that's really pretty. So we do not know if we're going to be able to go right to the area where the monument is, but we'll try and get as close as we can, because we don't know if we'll need ropes to get up, but we're gonna get as close as we can. So Ötzi the ICEMAN was a mummy that was found in ice by two German hikers in 1991. On September 19th, they were hiking, and then they found the mummy like just halfway in ice, and they're like, oh my gosh. They thought it was an unfortunate hiker, but when they brung it, they called the police. It took them 4 days to get the Iceman, to get Ötzi. Otzal. I forgot how to exactly say it, but I'm just gonna say Otzal now. And it took them to get 4 days it took 4 days to get him out of the ice. So then they brung it to a hospital, and the person said this thing is at least 4,000 years old. So after they started examining the site and found out that all of his equipment was still there, his clothing, his axe, his knife, his sharpener for a knife was apparently just a antler for a deer. So they figured out that was very cool, apparently, and they have all the things, and they started examining the body and it was Otzal. He was 5'2" in his 40s, and at that time, 5,000 years ago, he's about 5,300 years old, and about the Copper Age. But he was 40 in his 40s, and at that time that would be like ancient. Like 5,000 years ago, you would be like one of the oldest guys in your village. But the age of living has grown like a lot now in the modern age. But they figured out that he had about like 50 tattoos on his body, and they didn't know if it's to show off something like that he did, like he killed an animal or something, or hunted an animal, or they didn't know if it was medical, that it would help with pain. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. But basically it turned out to be 5,300 years old, and they made a monument where they found him. He had a really nice copper axe, and it turns out they investigated, he was actually killed with an arrow, but the arrow was taken out of his back, but nothing was taken. So we think, a lot of people think, that it was somebody trying to hide their identity of killing Otzal, because they took out the arrow, they didn't take his really valuable copper axe, and then they just walked away, and they never got caught apparently, because no one found it until 5,300 years later. But when they found him, he was halfway in ice, like literally completely in ice, and where he was at like protected him from like movements of the glacier, so everything was still there. In his clothing, a bunch of furs. He had like 5 different types of furs, and it turns out he was a hunter. That's what we think. And his last meal was ibex, and that's an alpine goat kind of, and that was his last meal. But it doesn't mean, we don't think he was on the run, because he had this really big meal, because usually if somebody's running, they'd be like, not even eat, just escape. But he might have been like the chief of a village possibly, but no one can tell now. But they learned that he is lactose intolerant, but not exactly lactose intolerant, where dairy is like basically still a new product in the Copper Age. And it turns out he had heart disease. So he was basically in a mess that was about to happen, but then he just randomly got killed by someone. And at some point he had Lyme disease also. So this guy's been through it all. And then they figured out his shoes were basically netting covered in, it's like netting with a little bit of leather on the outside and grass in the inside to keep it insulated, keep his feet insulated. So that's what I thought. That's really smart. Copper Age man, brilliant, because that would be pretty warm. So yeah, and that's basically it. So now I'm just gonna hike on and get to the spot. And they made a memorial where he was found, just like this little stone memorial, kind of like a mini tower or something. But yeah, so you can see that there are some sheep over here. Hi, sheep. And now they're just standing. So we're basically just walking down this trail, and there's just a bunch of sheep. You're fine. It's really cool. Oh, there's one right there. Another right there. Because they have bells, it's so easy to find them. So here's one of the safety huts for the winter. You can see people were writing stuff on it, just in case you need shelter. Look at this view. Wow. So we're probably about 2 hours and 15 minutes in, I think. The hikes were almost halfway. So we've made it to the first hut, and we got here an hour earlier than we were expecting. So we had time to eat lunch and have a drink. I had some soda, and you can see it was very refreshing. Look at that. I think I saw some sheep down there. There's a lot of sheep. But yeah, there's really tall mountains. Still snow on them. It's very nice. And you can see in that direction there's more. This one doesn't have snow on it, but... So here's a good look at the alpine tundra. It's just a 360. Almost a 360, whatever. And then there's the hut we're just at. The first hut, there's two. So as you can see, there's a lot of tiny flowers, but there's no trees. Like, I haven't seen a tree in a while. At least not a really big one. And there's also these markers that have the Australian flag. And I've seen plenty of them. There's one over there and there's more over there. There are a lot of rapids. You can see the river is over here still. We've been literally following the river this entire hike. So this is a monument for one of the, I think, bird keepers. Leaders, like rangers. So I'm gonna put a rock up there because everyone's putting rocks in memoriam. So yeah, it's cool they put one on the hiking trail. And you can see tons of Austrian flags, so you know where you're going. But yeah, it's just so cool. All the snow is still here, even though it's literally summer. So I think we're about maybe 8,000, almost 9,000 feet about now, because the next hut is at 9,000. We're not too far away from that. But yeah, it's not too much work because it's flat terrain right here. But we don't know if it goes up at the end. So we are now in the ice area. We're getting really close to ice. We're gonna have to hike up there. Going under the glacier with snow and ice. It's very cool. We're almost at the next hut. You can see it. It's like right there. Now we gotta go up all this ice. Snow slash ice. There's probably ice under it, actually. Wow. Crazy hike. Yeah, we've got to be at 9,000 feet already. The hut is literally right there. Close to where Ötzi was found, and as you can see, we just climbed this giant area of snow, and this is getting to be the difficult part of the hike, and we're gonna get as close as we can get to where and try to see where the monument was, so you guys can also see it and show which kind of area Ötzi lived in. But we may not be able to get there. Bear in mind, we are gonna be as safe as we can, but we want to show you the area where he was found. This is a great example of safety management because you don't want to be too fixated on your goal. You need to know when you need to change your plan if it's too dangerous or the conditions feel unsafe. Mentor Pilot and 7-4 Gear both talk about that, even though they have aviation channels, but they talk about that specific topic a lot. Oh my gosh, this is literally crazy. Go up all the way there. That's finally where it is, the hut. And then a little further away is the Ötzi's, where they found Ötzi. Otzal, whatever. I can't pronounce. I don't remember how they say it. But yeah, we're almost there. This is like the craziest, the hardest part of the hike. We're going like straight up on ice. But yeah. See you when we get up there. So I am actually currently in Italy because we literally hiked across the border. And basically that's Austria down there. That is Italy. And I'm currently in Italy. So that is pretty nice. So yeah. Austria to Italy. We hiked that far. That was pretty cool. It is an amazing expedition. And that snow is slippery. Like when you try to get up and it gets cold. It's a lot of work to climb up all that snow. But yeah, we still did it. But we changed our target. Like where we're going. I forgot the name. Goal. Yeah. We changed our goal because we went to 2 huts and we realized that Ötzi, like where he was found, he's in the Italian border, but somewhere up on this side over there. And that's pretty far from where we just came from. So we're not gonna go there, but we still have been in the area. And I hope this has helped you visualize like the terrain that he was in 5,000 years ago. So we have to go down this mountain, but there's the hut. We had spaghetti in Italy. That was pretty nice. And we didn't even know we were in Italy until we asked someone. They're like, yeah, we're in Italy. The line is somewhere over here. And I was like, oh, we ate spaghetti in Italy. So that's pretty cool. And that's why there was that was the main thing on the menu. Just spaghetti. But this is just really beautiful. Basically, our entire hike was through this valley, up from the valley, following the river, and you could still hear the river, and it's somewhere under that ice. So I've got to be completely honest that this was it was pretty tough at the end climbing this mountain. But I've climbed 3 different mountains that have higher altitudes. So this one's 5,000 feet lower than the other ones we've done. But it was still a lot of work. That snow is so annoying. Oh my gosh. You gotta go from snow to snow all the way up here. But yeah, it was still fun to do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can join us on our next adventure. And goodbye.